and I am back with another lesson, as you can see, of Journal the Word. Today, we are going to be making this lovely background with finger painting. Finger painting, Rebecca? Absolutely. We are going to get down and dirty with some good paints today, and I'm going to stencil. I promise we'll stencil this time. I kind of got sidetracked the last time I was going to stencil, but this time it's part of the page I want to create. So let's just dive right in. I've got 3 colors of paint here. I've got a beautiful navy. Remember to give it a good shake. We're going to use a pretty good amount of paint today. I've got a wonderful aqua. And I've got this called lime green. I've already made a mess, so there I am finger painting already. And I want to show you a little trick for opening these craft paints when they come with this seal on them. If you turn it in the opposite direction of what you would open, a piece of plastic comes right off there. Good tip. Okay, so let me give this a good shake and then put some on my wonderful foam plate palette. I know that you can do this. I want you to see that you don't even have to have real expensive materials to do what we are doing in our Journal the Word. It's really more about the Word and your journal part of it than it is about creating these backgrounds, although they're fun. So as you know, I give you the background every day so you can just concentrate on your studies, your Bible studies, and you don't have to create the background. But if you are so inclined to join me in painting, I teach you how to do that too. So here we go. I'm just going to dip my finger in some of that navy and just smush it around. And you don't have to go all in one direction. You can go wherever you want. And then bring some of that green in. I love navy and lime green together. Absolutely just love that. And of course I love aqua and pink in anything. But see how that is kind of blending into one another while they're wet? That is fun. That's part of this process. So use enough to blend into each other. Leave some white open spaces if you want to. That's always good to have negative and positive. Let's put all 3 colors on that finger and see what it does. Just have fun with it, just like you were a kid. Let's get in here and swirl some paint around on this paper. There's nothing right, there's nothing wrong. It's just what you want to create. And that navy's pretty darn strong color. I love it. Love it already. And of course you can use different colors if you are so inclined. You don't have to use my colors. Just going to bring some of that green in that area. And I am loving what's going on here. How about you? If you get too much of one color, you can bring some other back in if you like. Or you can leave splotches. Do you remember being down on the floor and finger painting when you were a kid? And how much fun that was. I'm going to add some dark right in there and then add some green to get this mixed. And of course, you know me, Putsy Rebecca, I can putz until it's all mixed into one color. I'm going to stop that for now. and I'm going to let it dry, and then we're going to come back and we're going to stencil. Love my finger like that. And I think we're pretty much dry enough to go ahead and make my ghostly prints. That's what I'm wanting to do on this page, is kind of make a ghostly stencil over top of this. And by ghostly, I mean kind of white light. I hope it will shine through. So you don't need very much paint at all to stencil with. And let me tell you what I've done with this stencil here. This is a stencil. It's really cool stencil that you can make this patchwork look on pillows, or even a bedspread or something if you want to make that. I think that's a really cool stencil. But I am just going to use this part right here, and I blocked out the edges with some painter's tape, and I put tape along the places where I might have a tendency to spill over. So I'm going to come in here and get a stencil brush. I'm going to get a pretty large one. I'm just going to dip in my paint and swirl it around on my little foam palette here. And if I touch, you see there's still a pretty lot of paint on there. So I'm going to do what I do when I've got a whole lot of paint on my brush. I'm going to tap. I'm not going to swirl right at the moment, and I don't want every area filled in. I don't want it filled in totally at this point in time. I just want a nice little kind of rustic and ghostly print. That looks pretty good. I'm going to move it over into this area. And I've still got plenty of paint on this brush. So I'm tapping harder over here to get a little more of it off. And then I think I'm going to put one more little spot up in this area. Just kind of get it side goggled. And this is the time where you could start swirling. You could definitely swirl now, because let me see if I can show you. The paint, see, it's not coming off on my wrist. So that means that's enough paint to go ahead and do the swirl method, but I don't want to change methods here in the middle of my madness. So I think we're doing pretty good. I'm just going to put a ghostly one down in here with swirling. Just a little bit lighter, just the impression of it. Not as light as these areas. Just a hint. And overlapping some of those spaces so you can see what's going on. And I have not reloaded this brush, and I still have plenty to get these little hints in here, as you can see. So I think I'm going to come right up in this space and just do another little hint. So you can see you don't need very much paint to do this, do you? Because I'm still getting that hint look. As you can see, this is the last one I did, and there is still a ghostly look in there. And if you are not happy with what you've done, if you think you have too much in one area, you can come back and just dip in some of your colors and come back over this if you think you've lost some of that background, or you think you've got too white, too much. Just come in and tap in some of those. I didn't put any of the navy on that brush. I just put these two lighter colors, the aqua and the lime green, because the navy is pretty darn intense. So let me kind of show you what happens if we put some of that navy on. it will completely erase it. And that's not really what you're wanting to do. You just want to hide it somewhat and make it come in and out. Just some areas, you see, some areas are hidden. It's very rustic. It may look like this has been painted over the years, and some of these things are just showing through. If that makes any sense whatsoever. And again, I'm putzing a lot. I'm going to put a little bit of dark right in there because I think I need it. Putzing, putzing, putzing. Okay, gonna smooth that with my finger. And I'm gonna stop. Remember yesterday when I told you that my French, the people that taught me how to paint, said you need one person to paint and one to tell you when you were finished. So I think I'm done. I'm going to stop for now, and I will scan this. I will put this in our, I will make a printable out of this, and then I will put it on RebeccaEParsons.com for you to download, along with the Bible verse of the day and some other little stickers and collage elements for you. Okay, so let me get my dirty hands off of here and say goodbye for today. I will be back tomorrow to see what we can get into, some craziness then. Don't forget to wash your stencils and your stencil brush, and I will see you then. So journal the word, enjoy your book of notes, and may joy be with you all.